Most men can count on one hand how many genuine compliments they've received in their adult life. Not praise for work, not thanks for effort, real compliments. The kind that acknowledge who they are, not what they do. And what's strange is how deeply those moments stay with them. A man can forget entire years of his life, but he'll remember a single sentence someone said to him in passing. Something simple, something honest, something that made him feel seen. Men carry those words quietly, sometimes for decades. This isn't because men are fragile. It's because compliments are rare currency in a man's world. From a young age, boys learn that affirmation is conditional. You're praised when you perform, when you win, when you provide, when you endure. Compliments aren't freely given, they're earned. And over time, that teaches men to stop expecting them altogether. So when a compliment comes that isn't transactional, it hits differently. A man isn't used to being noticed for his character, his calm, his consistency, his integrity, his effort. He's used to being evaluated, not appreciated, measured, not acknowledged. That's why a single kind word can quietly alter a man's trajectory. Men don't receive affirmation the way women often do. They're not routinely told they're attractive, valued, or doing enough. Most men move through life assuming no one is paying attention until someone proves otherwise. And when that happens, something shifts. A compliment doesn't inflate a man's ego. It stabilizes it. It gives him confirmation that his presence matters, not just his productivity, that he's not invisible, that his effort isn't disappearing into the background unnoticed. This is why men often struggle with confidence in silence, not because they lack ability, but because they lack reflection. No one mirrors back to them that they're doing well, so they assume they aren't. And here's a part few people understand. Men don't seek compliments, they internalize them. When a man is told he's reliable, he tries harder to be reliable. When he's told he's strong, he carries himself with more composure. When he's told he's kind, he becomes more intentional with others. Compliments don't make men lazy, they make them anchored. That's because men tie identity to responsibility. When you affirm a man's character, you reinforce the version of himself he's trying to live up to. The absence of compliments doesn't make men tougher. It makes them quieter, less expressive, less certain. Over time, they stop sharing effort because effort feels unseen. They stop offering depth because depth feels unvalued. Many men walk through relationships never hearing what they redoing right, only what's missing. And eventually, they stop believing they're enough at all. This doesn't create resentment right away. It creates withdrawal. Men don't usually complain about lack of appreciation. They detach. They assume no one notices anyway. And once a man emotionally checks out, it's hard to bring him back because he's learned to survive without affirmation. The power of a compliment isn't in how loud it is, it's in how sincere it feels. Men can sense empty praise, but genuine recognition, especially when it's unexpected, lands deep. A compliment about effort, patience, leadership, consistency, or integrity goes straight to a man's core. That's because men are starved for acknowledgement, not admiration. And this matters beyond romance. Men need affirmation from other men too. Respect, recognition, a nod of approval, brotherhood built on encouragement instead of competition. When men compliment other men, something important happens. Walls drop, trust forms, identity stabilizers. Men don't need hype, they need honesty. A single sentence from the right person at the right moment can interrupt years of self-doubt. That's why men remember compliments for years. Because they're rare. Because they're meaningful. Because they often arrive when a man needed them most, even if he didn't know it yet. If you've ever wondered why a man lights up over a small comment, now you know. It wasn't small to him, it was proof. If this video made you think of a man in your life, say something to him. Not flattery, not exaggeration, just truth. You may never see the impact, but it will stay with him longer than you realize. And if you're a man who rarely hears these words, remember this: your effort matters, even when it's quiet. I'm here, at least it's seen.